Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Atelier Nekuzuki live stream. My name is Katie. You can see me kind of. I don't like that positioning. There. You can admire my disaster of a sewing room behind me here for a moment while I get us posted. La 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 la. We're not going to be live for very long today. I know I said I'd be on around noon. Plans went to shit, basically. Yeah, it's been fun today. Da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. Basically, I went to bed last night and had an absolutely horrendously sore throat. So we're just taking it kind of slow today. I went for a walk to make up for the fact that I didn't actually do my run yesterday, but given how I felt last night, that was probably for the better. Yeah, and I did not come downstairs last night. And instead, I did a bunch of when I was on the treadmill, I did a bunch of knitting on my eldest sweater. Because, lo and behold, this child grew over the last year that I've been knitting this sweater. So, shocking, I know, right? Also, I've apparently created a jammy monster because the other day they were like, I want jammies for Christmas. And I'm like, wow, demanding. They've already got jammies for Christmas. I'm not worried about it. But it's just like, child, I'm glad you like the jammies, but come on. Okay, now the issue we're going to run into here is what were the pieces that we were going to use for the glasses cases, and what were the pieces we were going to use for the I think that's the line there for okay, yep. And maybe this, because that does not look like it's large enough for yeah, and all that blue is definitely for glasses cases. So let's just double check here on my counts, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's definitely cooler down here today because my little space heater just actually turned on. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Good enough. Where the hell did I put the glasses cases? Good God. I picked up that pile and it had the glasses cases on top. Did I put them back here? I put them back here. Okay. Thank fuck. Jesus criminy. All right. Actually, I'm not done with those yet. That's why they were there, is because I have to freaking do their last pressing. Okay. Anyway. Holy shit. Anyway, last night, throat was really sore. It is better today. And what I'm trying to do is I'm hoping it doesn't develop into more, because I have this double header this weekend. So it's at least not pneumonia, or the edge of pneumonia like last year. But that's not much comfort right now. Is it surprising? No, the youngest has had sniffles all week, so I'll make sure to mask up, because it's I think this will pass probably if I get another good night's sleep, but just better safe than sorry for everyone involved. So we are going in and we are doing all the these are luggage tags, and they all need to have or every single piece needs to have interfacing on it. So we're just going to go in and do that right now. Because it's quilt cotton, that's just what the pattern calls for. This is a free pattern from Charmed by Ashley. If you just Google it, The fun part of it is it looks like an omamori, or like a Japanese prayer, like Shinto charm. So that's a lot of fun. Again, what we're doing right now is we're not actually trying to get this fully pressed onto the fabric. We're just trying to get it tacked, and I'm going to run this underneath my steam press. Now, yeah, so this was the sort of stuff that I was supposed to be finished last night, but honestly, I got home with the kids, and I'm just like, no. A, my oomph has got up and gone, and B, I was just like, I don't know, I think it's mostly my oomph has got up and gone. I'm going to blame it on that because, to be fair, that is what has happened mostly. Okay, this one can actually go in this little space right here, so I'm going to take advantage of that. So what this does is it helps hold all the fabrics in place so that I can, no, it should, Jesus. It should, so that I can just basically trim a big chunk off, and then I take it over and we press it under the steam press. But this is so that they're not moving, and I can like just work in batches easier with the interfacing. Usually, at least that's what I usually find. Sometimes it fights me and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? But I have found that, especially with like, so we do this before we cut out the pieces, because honestly then if there's any shapes that I have to cut into the pieces, I'm not like, it's all easier. It's easier to work with rectangles than it is with angles and shaped pieces and all that BS, basically. And I found that with like the obi and kimono and stuff like that, this is key to making sure that it's not too slippery and like wandering when I'm cutting out the patterns and stuff like that. So that's why we usually do a rough cut and then go back in and do that second cut after everything is partially adhered. And that's what will happen here as well, because we still need to cut all of this down after this step and the steam press step. So yeah, no, we'll get there. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. This is a non-directional interfacing because it is polyester. So I'm not worried about, like, it's not a woven interfacing. Woven interfacing, I have learned, is better if you want some stretch. So in some of the cases that I am working with this non-woven, it would probably be better. But the woven interfacing is also 4 times the price, even in bulk. So we make do with what I'm able to access at the price point that I'm comfortable with. The product still comes out just fine. Now strips like this that are like in between. Oh, you can't see that. Never mind. I had to move I like moved it over because I'm like, you guys couldn't see the most of this what we were working on yesterday, but I just remembered, or I had to move it back because the roll of interfacing doesn't line up with where I actually have the camera right now. So, you know, I'll just keep chatting away. Anyway, I went for I did my 5K on the treadmill this morning, just walking, hour-long walk. Got it done. Probably try and do a little bit of yoga with the kids tonight. Maybe we'll do some stretchy yoga before I sit down at the sewing machine after they're home. I'm gonna have a super easy dinner tonight. We had pretty easy dinner last night too, but I'm like, I'm literally going to microwave something tonight. Maybe I will even leave myself enough time to microwave it before I leave for the children. When I was going out for spin and yoga, I was going to pick up stuff because I found a recipe for black bean sweet potato stew. And that is one thing that I'm definitely lacking with the calorie deficit that I'm in right now is fiber. For both directions on this GI distress. But, yeah, it needs stuff that I don't have in the house right now. So I'm like, all right, we will work with what we got in the house right now. I did go get our milk last night, so that's good. And what else? milk, distilled water for the press, because I was like, all right, this doesn't work if I don't have distilled water. Okay, this piece is already partially interfaced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it over top of this piece that is, and do a little bit of overlap just so we're covered. There we go. Okay. And then I think this blue, okay, this beige piece and this blue piece are both fully interfaced, so we don't need to worry about them. They've also been through the steam press, so we don't need to worry about that. Now we're into the lining pieces. And yes, this is such a patchwork hodgepodge. It's ridiculous, but whatever, it works. Again, not trying to get this fully interfaced, or fully adhered, just trying to get it tacked down. Then we'll trim it up and I'll bring over the steam press and we'll actually get it properly adhered. And then we'll do the trim down. And then that's what I'll be working on tomorrow. Oh shit, that's what I need to get. I need to get different ties for these guys, for the luggage tags. Okay, I should also check to see where my grommets actually are, because I know I've got grommets. But I can't remember if I actually bought them in bulk or if I bought the like minimum quantity now that I think about it. If I bought the minimum quantity, then I just need to plan extra time tomorrow for when I go into the city so that I can like get some more from Pecana. Okay. Now this is a nice long strip. I do think that we're able to just go straight across with it. And if we need extra, then we'll have extra from like where we've cut off from other pieces. And then this should be a good spot for one of the smaller interfacing pieces, or smaller lining pieces. Actually for two of them. Right there and there. And then I think this one can fit here. Yep. Again, also the other part of this is that because I know I haven't totally cut these down yet, a little bit of overlap or crunching of the fabrics is not going to be like end of the world. So all the exterior fabrics that I'm using here are from Japan, so all the pattern fabrics, and all these lining fabrics and everything like that are from Canadian suppliers sourced from the US. So I'm not 100% sure where this interfacing comes from, because it's just kind of generic interfacing. I'm going to assume China, but I don't know. Probably should check into that, but oh well. That is not a task for today. That is a task for future Katie. All right. And then we've got more lining. We're almost done actually, which is amazing. I thought this was going to take longer. I will always rejoice when interfacing takes less time. Yeah, that's right. Dallas is signing me up for the There's a sale on the half marathon sign up for Calgary right now, so Dallas is just getting us signed up. Well, oh yeah, that's right, because he's not running the full this year either. He's running the half as well, actually. He'll be in long before I am, but that's okay. I won't be that far behind him next year, hopefully. Okay. Whee! All right, 2 more pieces and we will be done. Actually, I wonder if there's a space for this one down here somewhere. Yeah, we're going to piece together that piece because, well, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but I'll be able to piece it pretty easily from off cuts here in a moment. Okay. All right. We will leave that plugged in for just a moment while I get these trimmed off. Ooh, that's a good question. All right, there's the interfacing. Aha! Like, okay, so we're gonna trim this down now. Basically what I'll do is we'll just get a couple pieces from in between these other ones, and then we can piece that last interior together from here. And if we need extra on this blue one, I need to get my scissors sharpened. They shouldn't have that many issues. I know we're cutting across the strands right now, but come on. You shouldn't have that many issues. Shouldn't be that many issues. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that's a little bit better, but it's still kind of scrappy. Okay, so there's a good chunk there that we can piece from. Not this, but actually from here. Okay, so this is what I mean by like trim down here. There we go. So pull that off so it's not getting adhered to everything. Next best is actually this line here with the owlies. We can go along here, and then we'll trim up here. Like that. Chunk, owlies. Okay. Now these are close enough together. We're just going to trim them right here. Cut it tight here on this one, because then that should be good, right? Yep. And we actually did that perfect. Okay. Now these do need a little bit more trim down, blah, 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 blah. But the nice thing is that the eyeglass cases just need to have their final pressing done, and then it's literally just sew, trim, turn, finish. Oh, and then we'll have to put the snaps are what's going to be the hold up for them, because that is the pinch point for the glasses cases. Realistically, I should also focus in on some snaps into needle stashers, but you know what? We'll do what we can do. I will not be on tomorrow because I might be on in the morning. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I might or might not be because I have to go do, or I am going to go do setup at Ancient Arts tomorrow. Because then that makes my Saturday that much easier. But that does mean that I have to I'm going to pack the truck and everything tomorrow too. It's not super intense. It's a table setup. Plus they'll have a rack for me. But, yeah, I want to decorate because it's like Christmassy vibes for this one. It's Winter Wonderland. And I've got the stuff to make it Winter Wonderland-y. Okay, now the question is, oh, that's right there. Okay, I'm like, where did that last piece that I need to interface go? And it's right there, so we're good. Okay, right up to... Norma Taylor keeps posting photos of their most popular, stuff for the week. And I'm like, oh, some of this better be there when I get there in February. Because I will be mad if it's not. Not like it's their fault, but I will be like, oh, I know what I could have gotten. Okay, this owl looks like it needs, it needs a little bit extra here. So it gets that right there to do that. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay. Rabbits. Looking good. That'll be super cute. Luggage tag. Oh yeah, and we gotta prep some actual tags to go in the... Why are you still here? In the luggage tag so people can write their info on them. Okay. All right. Let's get this patch together with what it needs. I don't need that song stuck in my head, and I don't need to stick it in anyone else's head either. Okay. Right here. And then we literally just need a little patch right at the bottom here. Doop. And then we'll flippy flip. And then we're gonna go in like this. Like this. There you go. Tacked down the owls. Yay! Good. Okay, unplug the iron. Woo! Iron is unplugged. If I'm concerned... Oh, shoot. Nope, never mind. That's right. I was going to still put a patch on this one just in case, because I can't remember if we need this full amount or not. But worthwhile doing it now instead of later, I guess. Okay, when... Actually, this is better maybe, because it's going to actually be large enough to just do it in one fell swoop. Yep, that's better. Scrappity scraps. This is why we save our scraps. Save our scraps. Save our scraps. This is why we save our scraps. Scraps. I'm not going to cover the selvage because that doesn't make sense, because we're not going to use the selvage. This is why we save our scraps. Save our scraps. Save our scraps. This is why we save our scraps. Save all our scraps. There, and then that's like a nice little extra just to kind of adhere both sides. Good. Not quite good enough. It wandered off. Doon, doon, doon. Doon, doon, doon. Don't want to like adhere it to the quilt board or to the ironing board. Get better. Okay. So yes, as you can hear, I even haven't unplugged this. This is still quite hot, so we're going to scoot it somewhere safe, hopefully. Like, why is my vision wavering? But it's the freaking iron heat waves. Alrighty. Alrighty. Ironing board over here. Ironing board down. Snippity snap. Don't come back. Well, come back when I need you, thank you. Oh, I thought Dahlia was in that bed, but apparently not. It's just empty bed right now. Actually, I'm surprised she's not in it. It's all like heated and set up for her, but cats are weird. Oh my god, this door. There we go. It's got like a child lock on it to keep the kids out of the fabric area, and these like doorknob locks are also adult proofed. Can I? No, it doesn't fit there. Damn you. Fine. All right, slam. Steam press, steam press. We need the steam press, steam press, steam press. Come over here. Steam press, steam press. We want the steam press, steam press, steam press. Why is there sticky Velcro? Well, I know why there's sticky Velcro, but also like, why is there sticky Velcro? Okay. Steam press, steam press. We want the steam press. There's some hairball caught in the wheel. No wonder it's angry at me. Steam press, steam press, doon 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 doon. Steam press, steam press. We need the steam press. Haha! All right. You can see it. Excellent. Does the cord reach back there? I think it does. Oh, okay. I'm gonna eat some apple because my stomach's like raw. You're hungry, I think. Cotton setting. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for that to warm up. Warm up, warm up, warm up. And then go in and press everything again. And then we can actually do, oh no, and then we gotta do the trim down for the luggage tags, which means I also needed to actually press the vinyl. Ah, shit. I was gonna iron it because it's all cranky as well. Wonder if I can, because yeah, I think the steam press is a little bit too much. Oh, crap. just what she used to be. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's bring this up because this is like a little hacked ironing board. I'm going to put it all in one pile, and then we're going to put a pressing sheet over top of it. And then we're going to take the still warm iron and just kind of gently press everything down, hopefully, while the steam press heats up. And if this is all happening off camera, it's probably for the better. Yeah. Okay, because that piece is like super cranky. Okay. Even if it's not perfect, it just needs to be better than it was. Do I suggest this? No. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes. Ugh, yeah, these are pretty bad. God damn. Don't actually touch the vinyl. What I probably should have done, which would have been smarter, is like putting them under a weight last night. Or not trying to do multiples at one time. Both. Both would have been smarter. Whew. Just got really windy outside. Actually, we had a massive windstorm the other day, and it, like, actually took out a side of our, like, a piece of siding. It's like, goddamn. Of course it would. But that was also the windstorm that, like, kept me awake from, like, 2 a.m. to waking time. It's like, Jesus. I don't know why, but it did. Yeah, we've lost enough heat now that that's not going to work anymore. And these two actually need a proper pressing. Okay. Alright, well, in good news, the steam press should actually be warmed up. So let's get these going. And actually, we should go up to the linen setting because some of these, or a lot of these, are actually cotton linen blends. Yes, I did pick up more distilled water last night. There's still ooh, a tiny bit right here as well. As I like fling it around. Okay. Now, that should be good. I hope. Yeah, that feels good. Don't do as I do. Actually put them on a like decently flat surface. The other part of this is that this will end up getting also sewn down when we actually do sew it. So I'm like, it needs to be pressed, but it's not like insane if it doesn't get... Basically what we're doing is we're making sure that the fish is adhered for sewing more than anything else. So, oh, you're angry about that, huh? Come on. I was like, we don't air water. I'm like, I could probably get the rest of this bottle in if you just chill. Anyway, if you're in the Calgary area, I'll be at 2 shows this weekend. I'll be at Ancient Arts Yarn's Winter Wonderland on Saturday. And then I'll be at NJCA's Craft and Food Bazaar on Sunday. Saturday is 10 to 4 down at the Ancient Arts Yarn Studio. And Sunday is 11 to 4 at the NJCA Community Center. There we go. I'm like, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Grasping at straws right now, folks. 4, 5. Oh, right. I don't need to count this because it's like, it'll just adhere. It's fine. That's definitely on there. Time to cool down, at least, while we do the rest of all of these. I've got like 4 or 5 more rows, and my eldest sweater will be resized, and then I have to graft. So basically what I did is, because I've been working on it for a year, of course the child grew. How dare they? But, so the sweater was like the right length, but it wasn't going to remain the right length for very long. So basically what I did is like cut it, ripped a line of stitches, and now we're just knitting up the extra length that I want to add on to it because it's a bottom up sweater. So I'm like, I'm probably a good half to 2/3 of the way through that fix, which is really nice. Hey Wendy, we are currently doing the second round of adherence so that we can sew some glasses cases. Because there's nothing like leaving prep to the last couple days, right? Right before show, right? So there's like, I think we ended up with 16 glasses cases or something like that. And then we've got a bunch of luggage tags. I was toying with the idea of doing some like simple card wallets, but we're not going to do that. So right now we're going to do all the exteriors for the glasses cases, and then they're ready to sew because this is like good enough. And we need to trim down the luggage tags. Schedule went a little bit sideways because I was feeling okay yesterday afternoon, and then last night I had like a killer sore throat. So I'm trying to baby that a little bit so I don't make it worse before the weekend. So, damn it, of course. But when does my schedule ever not go sideways in some ways? Really? Got 2 colorways of hedgehogs. Got some super cute fabrics coming up. I stashed stove in the small box bag cuts because I was like, well, we can do all the eyeglass cases out of the small box bag cuts, and then we can do either a second eyeglass case, or we could do mini traveler sling, or maybe even some more of the planner pouches, maybe. Ooh, actually planner pouches would be a good one because I haven't restocked them really since I made the first round. So we'll see what happens. Right now we're focusing on glasses cases and luggage tags. Yeah, I literally just jump tracks onto the next one, right? We're good. It's all good. do have a new little like heater down here this year, and I think it is working far better than the last ones, basically because it's like a heater and a fan at the same time, so it helps circulate the heat that it like actually makes. I did, and they sold really fast, so I should do more, but I haven't yet. And the other issue with that being that it's like sometimes it's hard to find like appropriate fabric in some ways from the Obi because the motifs can be so large. But I do have some that I got at Omatsuri in July that would actually work quite well. So, okay, we do have to still press all of the vinyl properly for the actual luggage tags. But for now, we're going to go in and we're going to do the luggage tag, like interior exterior press, and then we'll go in and we'll do the pressing of the vinyl with the actual like hand, the iron, not the steam press. The luggage tags are like super scrappy, which is really nice. So I scrap dove in my bigger scrap bin yesterday, and we chose a bunch of cute ones. So if you want to see those before I sew them, they're all, I did all that work on camera yesterday. You can just stick around because we'll try and get, the goal today will be to get these all ready to sit down at the sewing machine for tonight. Because none of them are super intensive sewing projects. So. Oh, that one's not happy. All right, back down to cotton for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, yeah, these need to be lower amount of pressing because they get upset with the adhesive otherwise. Shit. It's like, it adheres, but it leaves behind all these bubbles and just, ugh, it's all wrinkly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Better. Okay. And lay it out flat. Whew. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something smells like it's burning. Nothing is, but it smells like it. Sweet. Yeah, you'll have entertainment even when I'm not on to stream. Haha. These are a lot of older fabrics that are like some OG, some that were probably before you were watching, like from November 2022 and stuff like that, before I was even really streaming as much as I am now. Actually, Dallas and I were chatting about that because that's something that's going to have to shift going into the homeschool era is it's like, all right, so when you're home, you'll have to take the child and do the majority of the work, because then I can stream while you're home. Because as much as like it shouldn't cut into a lot of my work time, I still don't want the child on camera. So yeah, we'll just shift what happens when he's actually home. Oh, that's probably too long. Oh well, it's fine. Nope, that one applied beautifully. Never mind. I don't understand why it doesn't sometimes. Three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So everything's just going onto the wool pressing board that's behind this thing, the steam press, because that's a flat surface and we want everything to be nice and flat when we go to work with it. And since basically what you're doing is you're melting plastic into the fabric, it's very malleable right out of the steam press. If you're watching and you're like, what the hell are you doing? No, we're good. Weird. I don't understand why some of these fabrics freak out about this interfacing, and then some are like, da 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 da. It's just another day. Do not understand. Because, yeah, I don't think it's bubbled on the obi and kimono when we've pressed them. And you'd think out of everything that would freak the fuck out, it would be obi and kimono. And they're just like, yeah, do it. Like, I do not understand. Okay, I'm going to trim down the little bit of excess here, because I don't have to worry about sticking to the steam press as much. Okay. I'm not going anywhere. It's sitting on the desk right now. Flynn was being a jerk and climbing all over it yesterday. I was like, better fucking not knock that over. Anyway, it's not. The fabric declutter is going to go up with the shop update that's going to happen before Black Friday. There's a couple more. I'm actually going to go through and do another kind of pare down, because there are some fabrics that I kind of held on to, and now I'm like, no, do you know what? I'm done with them. They're a canvas, and it is really nice, but it's really heavy, and I don't want to work with it. So I'm like, nope, those can go too. Although they would have been originally not. So we're gonna, basically what's gonna happen is I'm going to finish up these sewing, all this sewing for these two shows. And then I'm gonna start photographing everything, and we're gonna go through and do also a measure up, so that I can do a pre-order of some of those, like some of the fabrics that we're keeping for bags as well. Because I was looking at my stats for Black Friday, and I don't ever do very well on Black Friday, and that's fine. But the best Black Friday I did have was a pre-order Black Friday, so we're going to lean into that. All right, all of my vinyl is super angry. Oh, you can't see that. And it's super angry. Hi. You can see my lovely roots here, though. Anyway, let's move you down. There. You can definitely see at least the other fabrics. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our vinyl and we're going to iron it so that it's nicer. and flatter. I'm also going to throw out the strips that like are way too goddamn small. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to also grab just a lighter piece of interior fabric, which could use another iron too. That's not going to complain. And then, okay. And there's another piece right there. Sweet. So, I hate having to iron vinyl, but like, it is so crumpled. But yeah, so the fabric declutter is like, it's just, yeah. I also need to go through the OB scrap bin and stuff like that and actually decide what I'm going to do with a lot of it too. Because it's like, I could technically use it, but there's no point in keeping it around if I'm not going to use it in the next little bit either. Okay, those are very delicate right now, so we're going to plop them onto my cutting table. Actually, no, let's plop them onto the fabric. Because if it picks up any texture, I would prefer it to be a fabric texture versus the cut surface of my cutting board, cutting table. Good. No, not quite. One. Actually, that one is. I don't want to put that back under. No. This one needs a little bit more TLC though. Or is it freaking out because that's... Oh yeah, there we go. It's just, it took on a little bit of the texture of the cutting, or the pressing. Ooh, God, they stuck together. Fuck. I hate pressing my vinyl. I really should store it better. But the thing about it is this is vinyl that's moved twice now. And I still don't really have a good storage solution for it. So it's all crumpled. The next roll will definitely be better taken care of. Do I use a lot of vinyl? No, that's part of it. Should I have put it up on the wall? Probably. Maybe that's what I'll do, is I will actually like roll it around the next like fabric roll thing I get. We'll TLC the vinyl and then we could put it up there. I think it would fit in the same slot as the interfacing, so better. Better. Don't stick together. No, that will make you curvy again. Okay, nothing wrong with curves, but not in our vinyl. There we go. Flatter. Still too hot. Stuff's gonna stick. Oh well, there's just too many sheets. 4 more pieces. Okay, cool. Okay, and then this is going to actually be for glasses cases, so we'll put it back on the sewing table. And I've drank far too much coffee today, so I need a pee break. I've also tried to be more conscious of how much water intake I've had the last couple days, because yay, water is important, I guess, or something. Some sort of bullshit. Why are bodies so high maintenance? Anyway, glasses case lining. It can go over there, and then all the glasses cases are right there. We're done with this for now. And then when I come back downstairs, we are going to go in. We don't need to cut the vinyl down more, but we do need to cut down the exterior and lining fabrics for the that thing we're doing, luggage tags. So like everything to that point. The vinyl's fine. We'll make sure it doesn't stick together now. Yeah, no, that's going to be make way nicer like windows for these tags. Actually, I wonder if I should put the vinyl. Ooh, should we be putting logos behind the like ID tags? Because it's going to get covered up by the ID tag, so it won't look ugly. Yes, I think we should. Okay, let me see if I think I've got a sheet that just needs to be weeded, which would be an extra step right now, but I don't have any other way to logoize. Logoize? Oh god, that's the wrong way. Both my ways to get in this back corner are like cut off right now. Damn it. Cardi, this wasn't smart. Oh, I have a whole sheet of logos, which means I don't need to cut or bring out the Cricut for any more for the those things. If you're legitimately asking what things, I know. Glasses cases. Fuck me. My brain is like just not in the game right now. Anyway, I've got a big old sheet here of heat transfer vinyl that we can like they're so fucking close together. Holy shit, they're close together. Anyway. Okay, but yeah, so we will need like, I don't know, 30 of them, I guess. 30, 35. Let's do 35. And then if I mess any up when I'm weeding them, I have spares. Or like if I mess any up when I'm actually applying them, because these are a little bit persnickety about getting applied. More persnickety about getting weeded though, because of the eye dots and stuff like that. I think next time I do these, I'll do it in like full caps. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 across. So we need, I said what, 35? So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Will give me like 36 plus 1. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 31 plus 36 plus 1. So that'll give me 2 more than I was like, yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then that still gives me a significant number up here that for later. Okay, we're going to trim all this side down. There we go. And then actually, I think it's probably easier to trim up in between each of these first. Maybe, no, I don't think it is actually. Ooh. All right, leave yourself a little bit more cutting space next time, Katie. Holy criminy. Don't need to be this tight on our like supply usage. Okay, and then I have to figure out where my weeding tools are, which is always a battle right now. Or like, yeah, maybe like an envelope if it would get through. The cotton worked fine. Oh, but maybe, oh yeah, we should actually press them after I turn them this time. This is heat transfer vinyl, so what it'll do is we'll put it into the, it adheres to the fabric with the like little heat press. And then that's how we put the logo in for the glasses, and I think now we'll also use it for the luggage tags. This is going to take a while though, because honest to God, the weeding always takes a fuck ton of time, and I always forget that. Next time, like I said, what I'll do is to help solve that is I'll just do all caps, because the big things that catch and are hard to weed are the dots on the eyes, especially at this size. The initial thought process for these was that I was going to use them for, and actually not the heat transfer style, but the vinyl, like sticky vinyl, just normal sticky vinyl. I was going to actually use it for right. I tried doing this on the larger scale, so I was like, that might be easier. Anyway, I was trying to make vinyl transfers for the little like glass bottles. I was putting the stitch markers in originally, but honest to God, it's too much work to weed the vinyl for each one of those little bottles. Sure, but this like heat transfer vinyl is a lifesaver for the glasses cases, for making sure that they're branded. So there. Actually, that would probably help too, is just trim down the excess around each of these before I weed them as well. Okay, yeah, so now the question is where are the tools? I think I might have one upstairs, because this is one of the tasks I usually take up to like all the way upstairs, because it's boring as fuck to weed, especially when you're just doing the same thing over and over. Okay. But yeah, it's funny because I bought the Cricut to do like, I actually bought the Cricut to do little paper tags, and I've used it so much more for everything else that, well, I don't use it for the paper tags right now, that's for sure. But it's like the little fabric notebooks and the canvas pouches, and now for logos, and it's just been wild to see what I've actually, what uses I've put it to. Oh God, that's really close to that L. I know, super like riveting content, I'm sure. It doesn't even include rivets. It's just a pair of scissors and some heat transfer vinyl. So to weed them, it's like basically it's a little dental pick, and what it does is it helps pick up the excess vinyl, because obviously I'm not going to put this like arch of black into the bag, into the thing, but what ends up happening is it comes out from around. You can kind of see it there because it's partially done. So the weeding tool helps pick out like the O and the E, and that I don't pick up the like dot of the I as much and things like that. Basically, I actually use the weeding tool to press the I dot down usually. We'll weed at least one on camera just so you can like get the gist of what I'm doing. But I'm gonna trim these up, wash and break, see if I can find the tool. And if not, I've got a mechanical pencil that'll work. But I'm like, I have two weeders. I don't know where either of them are specifically right now, so damn it. Okay, there. That's done. I'll wash and break, come back, and we'll start weeding. Well, at least we'll weed one, and then we'll go on to probably trimming up the luggage tag so that that's done. So, BRB. Do 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 do. Okay, I have returned. Yes, taking the little bits out is the weeding part of this whole situation. Yeah, these still aren't like, they're definitely probably cheaper, but they're still like not super cheap, I wouldn't say personally. Especially if you want something that's actually going to work well. Now, I might have cheaped out on these a little bit just because it's like the quantity that we have to make. But yeah. Cricut really seemed to take off very recently, to be honest. I think it also had a little bit of like, it's only for like scrapbookers for far too long. But I do like that it can cut like fabric and stuff like that. Like to the point where I'm actually considering upgrading to the one that actually has the rotary cutter. But I don't know if it would, I think it would impact a lot of maybe the cut quality, but I'm like, do I use it enough for fabric? Kind of go through phases with it, I guess. There, so that was basically, now I have this big piece off already. Whee! And so there's like Atelier Nekozuki over the top of the cat. We've weeded the big piece around the cat, and then what I do is I go in and I just like have to take this little pick. This is the weeding tool. You can see it's like this nice, excuse me, long shiny bit. And yeah, we don't really want to do a lot beforehand because I just realized that I forgot that with this, it's not that the vinyl is sticky, it's that the vinyl backing is sticky, of course, and so if we do a bunch before, we're just going to end up with a bunch of like hairy things. So honestly, I probably should not weed these right away. I should at least complete the sewing part, and then we can adhere the vinyl to the things. Or, yeah. Oh, come on. I will weed this one, and then we're going to cut down the luggage tags. Because realistically, I can weed these as a low energy thing if I don't feel like sewing tonight. That's where I'm at with it right now. There we go. Okay. So there, that's fully weeded, but it's already half done. Yay! So that'll go into the glasses cases. And yeah, I think on the like interior back of the luggage tags, I think it's a good spot for them. What we can do is I am going to trim down a much larger portion than I normally would or have in the past of those little wingies, because I think that'll also help with the weeding process. And then usually what I do with these ones is I'll like peel a piece of that off, and that's where I'll stick all these little pieces that get weeded, because it's a pain in the butt otherwise. There you go. Also, one of the new products coming tomorrow is needle minders, which will be, if you're a cross stitcher or embroiderer, you will know instantly what those are. But I'd gotten fridge magnet sets for the button press over the summer, and then I was like, oh, the other day, and I was like, I can do needle minders. And if you're not a crocheter or embroiderer, or you're new to that world, what it is it's a magnet that has another magnet on the back of it, and it clips around your fabric. And what you can do is then when you park your needle with its thread, it helps hold the needle on the front. So there'll be a bunch of those with like different Japanese fabrics and obi and kimono fabrics available at Ancient Arts Yarns on Saturday. And then that's part of what we're going to go in and do for the update for pre-Black Friday. I still don't have a date because honestly, I don't know how long it's going to take me to photograph what I have finished. Because as much as I'm like, oh, I haven't sewn that much, we did still finish 25 small box bags. And I do still want to take photos of them outside. Go around the A. Yeah, because I want to update all the photos for all of the current in-stock products. It's just going to take some extra time. Because honestly, I think personally the photos that got taken outside are some of the better ones that I've done through this whole thing. I think I'm going to try and get it so that we can get the shoji still downstairs here, which is a Japanese style door. I lucked into one, a vintage one from Lethbridge of all places, which actually is not that shocking. There's quite a large Japanese population in Lethbridge, because unfortunately a lot of the internment camps were in Lethbridge for sugar beets of all things. But they were handcrafted for a woman's parents by a Japanese gentleman that lived in Lethbridge, and I lucked into it. Drove down in one of the shittiest drives we could have done, but it's a really cool door. I had it as my door in our old house. Moved it because obviously. And I've been trying to figure out what I was going to do with it here. But I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I bet you we could figure out a way to like prop it up in the back here, and I could use it for like a photographic background, because that would be really cool. Because in the wintertime at -40, I am not taking pictures outside. And I'd create a nice like vivid. It's just a good background, I think, personally. Okay, that's just a piece of vinyl. Nice. Yep. Well, and that's essentially what we're doing here. So I still vividly remember watching a podcast, and both the podcast hosts were like, this is a cool bag, but there's no tag in it to tell us where we got it from. And I'm like, oh, that is 100% a missed opportunity. That's why I'm so like, I gotta have a logo. Obviously, the exception being like the bookmarks. I still don't know how I would put a logo on the bookmarks. I need maybe little like tiny sew-in labels, but they wouldn't tell you enough information. So I'm just like, And these are like two. Well, I guess these could technically go into the bookmark on the back. But the way a bookmark would get used, it's very likely that the logo would wear out very quickly. And I don't want to, as much as these should get stuck on, I don't really want to risk having vinyl stick to book pages. I would personally be so pissed about that. It's very quiet right now. Too quiet. Not really, it's kind of nice. So Wendy, if you haven't been around, we have all our reservations done for hotels for Japan. I got all our Tokyo like first choice hotel booked with Tokyo Disneyland through our points, and then I called in and I got us a restaurant booking, which is super exciting. 6:30 a.m. bright and early. It's like, oh god. But at the same time, I didn't want to disrupt park time, so I'm like, nope, that's fine. And then I also booked the Dinosaur Robot Hotel, which is like just right down there as well, because the kids have seen the videos of it and they're obsessed. Passionate. They're very passionate about the fact that we should go to this dinosaur hotel. I'm like, all right, we can go do one night at it. It works out because it's like, then I only booked 2 nights with Disney. And, but then we can like just take, well, we can either take a shuttle bus or we can like walk to this other hotel from the station that's actually closest to Tokyo Disneyland, because part of it is going to be that because it'll be the last night, we'll end up finishing our day at the parks and then we'll have to move rooms. So I was like, okay, how are you going to manage this? But I think we got it. Because we'll only head to Tokyo Disneyland with like carry-on and having like shipped all our other bags ahead of us to the airport and stuff like that. Speaking of which, that is what I'm going to buy on Black Friday sale. Is I want to buy some duffel bags from Samsonite. So I'm kind of waiting to see if they drop them more in price. I don't think they're going to, but it's like, oh, I'm not in a huge rush to buy them. So if I wait till the actual Black Friday sales, maybe they'll be on sale even more. I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works for Samsonite or not. Or if like, it's so hard to tell now because it's like everyone basically November it feels like just this big sales month. And I'm like, sometimes it's hard to tell. It's also hard to tell if it's like, should I buy them on the website or am I going to get a better deal in person? That's actually the bigger hesitation. And we do have access to a Samsonite store up at our outlet mall. So I'm like, do I wait? Yeah, they're super excited. And it is actually a really cool hotel. I mostly want to go to this like dinosaur hotel because their breakfast looks really good. So that's why I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to book this hotel. And then I also booked the like full dinosaur experience. So the whole room is decorated with dinosaurs and everything too. I'll put a link in the playlist that I have about the videos I talk about on live. But it's like a whole tour of the room. That's usually what I watch with the kids because there is no talking. I did send it to one friend and she's like, well, it's good, except for the fact that it's all like, here is the safe. Like, yeah, fair enough. But I find that we don't want no weebs talking to us. I say it's the person that most people would maybe consider a weeb. I don't know. I don't personally. Weeb is in a different category usually. Actually, this would be really fun to do a logo with like Sakura or something like that too. Instead of always the cat. Actually, that would shrink. Well, no, the cat makes more sense. We could just do a cat head though, maybe, or something. For like some of the smaller things, maybe. Well, this is not what I intended to do right now, but it is necessary, so la 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 la. Will I regret cutting off that much material? I don't know, actually. I might, but it will be 100% far less to weed. And yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know. I'll report back. Go. One more, and then we'll go into the cutting of the luggage tags. I am going to remain seated for that because whatever. Okay. All right. There they all are, ready to be weeded at least. So that's a good first step. I don't really know what to do with these scribbity scraps. I am going to keep those ones over there because they'll be the ones I stick stuff to. I'm going to pile them on top of the other logos that we haven't cut yet and deal with it later. Okay, so what we need is we need to now cut a front and then a back. Front and back from both an exterior and an interior, and then we'll match them up. In theory, when I counted these and did these yesterday, there were enough. We'll see if that remains true. I know there was some shuffling about what I was making yesterday because I actually took a couple of the fabrics out and decided that they were going to be, well, one of the fabrics I took out and decided it was going to be a eyeglass case later. So, and then basically we're just going to cut as much as we can out of all of these and deal with it later. Because I think this actually is enough here for one as well. Okay, so one here. And we have to cut it this way because it's like there. So that's one luggage tag done. And then I think it's enough for the, is it enough for, not quite. Okay. But it is tall enough for the luggage tag right here. So we're going to go with that because that's just what we're going to go with. Okay. So those two pieces need to be trimmed down into the actual proper omamori piece, basically. Oh, that was not large enough for that. Shit. It's like missing the corner up here. God damn. All right, well. Is it good enough for that? No, it is not, because it's not wide enough. Damn it. Fucked up on the first cut. Of course. Yep. Nope. Well, okay. So we have one. So annoying. Oh well, at least we have one. If you're like, I haven't seen these before, that's because I haven't worked on them since April. We did like a batch for Hanami, and then I just kind of let them go to the wayside. But when I did have them out, they were popular. So I was like, okay, what are we going to do for this event, or these events that are kind of like gift vibes? And honestly, I feel like luggage tags are a pretty good bet for that one. Now, these don't need to be like 100% perfect, but they definitely need to not be missing a full ½ inch on the one side. That's where I'm at with them. I think that's a fair like mental caveat. So. Okay. Well, there's one at least. And then this should be for this, I think. But I think it might also fit. No, it's just for these guys. Okay. Unless it goes this way. No. Okay, we will keep that one till the end just to cause. Okay. And then these guys, there should be, yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then am I able to get more out of that? First things first, make sure it's actually folded in half and not like partially halved. There we go. Okay. There we go. Trim down here. Okay, so there's 2 more backs. Now the question I had is, can anything fit in here? And yes, it can. So we might be able to get an extra if I cut carefully. So we'll do our best. So I need to do 2 like interiors for the thing. Go. Turn. So there's 2 ready, and then I think we might be able to do, can we do luggage, like the big portion? If we can't do it from there, then we'll do it from this. I know it runs sideways, but it's okay. It's gonna get covered. I don't think this is it wide enough? No, although I don't know how it's wide enough. Whatever. We're not gonna question it. We're just going to do it. Okay, and then the other thing, okay, good. I'm like, I made up a template for the actual front cut that we need to do as well. So I was like, where did that go? And it's right here. Like, I'm gonna have to find that before we do the sewing, but yeah, it's here. We're good. Okay, it doesn't fit. That is the answer to the question. Maybe it fits down here. It fits down there. Well enough. Okay. Okay, so that's an extra I was not anticipating actually, which is nice since we did mess up that first cut. I'm going to trim down this little bit that got excess cut here. Same as here. We're just going to kind of have it go slowly out. Okay, so there is 3 from that one. So that's 4 so far. Okay, and then let's see if I can, oh, almost. At least it's all going in that direction. We're good. Okay, and then of course that happened. Okay, that's fine. There. Okay, so there's a bunch of lining, and then this is actually one of the exteriors we're going to use. And if you're like, I have never seen this fabric before, no, because this was an OG fabric. I think this was actually one of the import fabrics. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the frame. So this will be the back piece, and that's where we're going to get the majority of the owl. Maybe we'll actually center that owlie on there. And then what I want to do is I want to get a second owl on the front here. So this frame is actually what's going to be visible of the fabric when we're all said and done. So there. Right now we need a full cut because what happens is we sew it together and then we open up the cut. So that'll happen after we sew like this piece and this piece together basically. Okay, and then yeah, I want the owl up here. I think that's pretty centered, to be honest. Oh no! Goddamn, that was a close your rotary blades moment. I usually close it as soon as I set it down, and I didn't that time. And now there will be regret. Okay. Shit. Yeah, I gotta go get a band-aid for that, or else I'm going to bleed on everything. So come with me as I go get a band-aid. Goddamn. It's insane, because like it's not even that sharp right now. Okay. Oh, up the stairs. Snap, crackle, pop, the knees. Actually, there should be some. Nope. Okay. It's only 3 o'clock, but because it's like cloudy outside, it's super dark. What the fuck? I don't know why I'm so surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised. It's just like, ugh, I don't want it to be dark yet. All right, bandaged up. Okay. Next is little floral cats. Now, I think the same thing. Maybe try and like center that. Oh, look at that. Pretty, pretty. And then yes, that's a lot of cat content. That cat, what is that cat doing? I don't know what that cat's doing. But that would mean a cat on top here and a cat on the side here. Or yeah, if I shuffle it to get more of the floral, then I don't get enough cat. So this spray will get cut out when we actually, after we've sewn it. I also did not close that rotary cutter again. Dum da dum dum dum. Dum da dum dum dum. Okay. I think that rotary blade needs to be changed. We can change it in a bit. We'll finish up these cuts and then I'll change it, I think, for the next round. I have some custom orders to make. Actually, there's like 3 custom orders to make. So we'll work on those next week, along with like getting photos and everything done. And yeah. All right. Ooh, that's going to make a nice luggage tag, actually. Gotta trim that interfacing at the top. There we go. What is stuck on me? Some sort of thread. Ugh. Okay. And this was the same thing. I want this cat racing down the curtain in the middle of the back thing. Like that. There we go. And this is an OG. First time we went to Japan for fabric. Still adore it. I think this might be the last of it. Fuck yeah, look at that. Oh, that's gonna be cute. Okay, and then I was going to, I think I can center it over this little cat, sweet cat's face. Oh yeah, look at that. And then we get like, if I scoot it down here, we get a couple paw prints. Majority of another cat here. We might not get their face, but at least this one's face is like centered. Actually, if I do this, I get a paw, I get the face, and I get this other little sweet cat's face. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I like that. I feel like you're really fussy cutting these. Yeah, why not? How often do we actually fussy cut that much? Not often. Okay, so there's 2, 3. So that one definitely needs a beige lining. The black cat one could probably go with the blue, but we'll see if we've got something more appropriate later. Those are usable scraps for now, so we'll put them back there. This red pandas is definitely going to be blue. Oh God, this is giant fluff on my finger, stuck on the band-aid. And blue here as well. Those could be beige. That's definitely beige. Beige. Okay, what I wanted is I wanted both of the red panda pieces because I need to see what we were putting on the frame, because I was definitely aiming for this little standing guy on the frame. And then yeah, we got a little apple muncher and we've got one standing up here. So that's, I'm happy with that because this has got an apple guy, a standing guy, and a standing guy. Perfect. No, 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 no. Okay. Panda. Pandas. Little red cute pandas. Cute little red pandas. Cute little red pandas. I wonder what it is in Japanese, because like panda in Japanese is panda. Wonder if these guys are Akai panda or if they've got a different name. Akai being red. I don't know. They are adorable though. Another one of the OG fabrics. All right. One. Oh, right. 1 and 1. Perfect. So there is a package for that one. Got 2 more blue fabrics, so we may as well cut the other blue things here before we cut anything else. What do you have on you? Can we cut around it? We 100% can. Ooh, that's a nice pink, yellow, blue thing right there. Again, this is an import from Etsy fabric for sure. And then what does my frame see? Are we happy with what we can get on the frame here? Or do I need to? Yes, because then I can get a lot of stars, the pink, or I could get the blue. Ooh, I can get the blue and the pink and most of that yellow star. Perfect. Okay. These were intended to be like needle stashers or notions pouches, but I think luggage tags is a way better use for them. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, almost trimmed out. There we go. Doop. Cut across the bottom again, like that. Woohoo! And then we're going to turn. We're going to make sure everything's aligned. And then we're going to go down here to clean it up, and we're good. Fuck yeah, look at that. Oh, that's so cute. That one's going to be like so fucking adorable. Clipped in. That sounds too logical, Wendy. Too logical. Yeah, you probably should. Do I have clips here though, or do I have to get up for them? I have to fucking get up for them. God damn it. Making me get up. But yeah, that makes too much sense. Fine. Because yeah, we still have to go in and choose the different we gotta choose the oh right, that's what I have to do. I have to actually draw. I have to use that template to draw on this. Okay. Because that has to go like that, but this has to go in the middle. And then if I'm really smart, I just clip the vinyl with it too. Yeah, linings for glasses cases haven't been done yet, so that's one we'll have to do when we're over there. Why did I cover the vinyl? That is the eternal question. Boop. Good call. Fine. Fine. Okay, so we're gonna go right here. Pink, blue, bright yellow star. Actually, one of the pink stars. Amazing. Because I don't like pink at all. Also, isn't this like a super handy little, it's a little 3D printed cat. It's got like, it actually has my rulers in it. And technically, should have my little snips in it, which are on my desk, but that's better than having wandered off like they typically do. So yeah, well, between one of us will get it. It's all good. I'm not exactly operating on all pistons today, so this will bar me from complete disaster, hopefully. Okay, now we have, I don't know why I'm picking through, like I'm not going to cut everything, but that's what we're doing right now. Coffee beans. 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 Coffee beans are good for blue. We do have more blue fabric too, but this will just help make sure that I haven't like completely fucked up my numbers for the interiors, because there's still a high possibility of that. Haha. Beans, beans, beans. Beans, 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 beans. Let's see what the frame will see. What do we get on the frame if we put it there? Lots of beans. Good beans. I did take a moment to process what the hell you were talking about, though, because I was like, clip them together, like cut them all at once? That's not going to work because we're being so picky about where we're placing stuff. And then I was like, oh, wait, no. Clip together our little packages so they don't fall apart on me. Haha. Yeah, they have when I've had them out previously. The big holdup was that I need to bring the Cricut out tomorrow to cut some more tags to go in them so that you can like actually fill out your information and like put it back in the little folder thing, because that's important. That's the whole point. Hey, there's the piece of pressing cloth that I was looking for earlier as it like floats over that direction. Lovely. Okay. This will be beige, and we do have a lot of beige lining. This will be beige. Beige lining. This will be beige. This will definitely be beige. Okay. So, let's start with the cats, because that's what I pulled out first. And this is Wisteria Sassy Cats, or little black cats. So we're going to put much black cat on this one as we can. I should probably make myself some of these, to be honest, because it's like if we're taking or bringing home duffel bags worth of fabric, I would like them to be distinct. I was going to do like cardboard boxes, but like there's actually quite a few logistical things about a cardboard box of like, do I find them when I'm there? Do I find them here? The duffel bag will actually have like handles to carry it with, which is important. The duffel I think is actually lighter, so it should only be about 0.7, like I think. Oh no, it'll be a pound basically. So that's quite a bit, and like to have a high enough quality duffel to ship or bring stuff home in on the airplane. I'm like, okay, that would be sideways and would drive me nuts. So let's, oh right, we're gonna get the little kitty cat eyes in here. Peeping out right there. Perfect. Okay. Right, I need different tie-on material. I was using elastic, but I think I need like some nylon cord or something like that. So I'll have to see where I can source that today or tomorrow. Cute. Bunnies, 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 with this really gorgeous florals. All right, I think I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm going to finish cutting these, and then I'm going to go have a nap. If I have enough time before I pick up the kids. So that I can actually come downstairs and do more efficient work after I pick them up. But I'm glad you were all able to join me for at least the cutting part of this, which is good. They're super cute, and I'm so excited to actually have more of these out too, by the way. Okay, bunny, bunny, florals. So 1 bunny, 2 bunny, 3 bunny florals. Sweet. That's good. This piece is going to have to be replaced sooner rather than later because it's already like trimmed down significantly. Been nicked by the rotary blade too many times already. Whoops. Okay, so that'll pair up well with blue or beige, depending on which one we have. Owlies. This is really fun fabric. It's like just basically plus signs, plus owls. And you really can't go wrong with owls. So here we are, not going wrong with owls. Again, I can't remember. I think this was another one that I imported from Etsy sellers originally. We're deep in the stash right now. Like those last little pieces of like, what am I gonna do with this? It's not big enough for a bag, and it's a weird size for a notions pouch. They were floating around in that box. They're mostly going to become needle stashers and notions pouches, but I was like, nah, we're gonna do luggage tags. Okay, I see how I'm gonna make this a better cut. So we're gonna use both these pieces. I'm going to use the bottom piece to do the actual cut because it's still got the straight edges. Actually, no. Don't like it. I wonder if I did it this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so owl, owl, owl. There's like 3 owls on there. If I scoot it this way, will I get another? And keep that one? Yes, and kind of. Both of those are too close to the edge to not get sewn into the seam. There, that looks good. No, you're trimming into the sides, Katie. Do better. And that side's crooked. What the hell? The jig is not. The side is wild. All right, let's trim that down. There we go. Like barely 1/8 of an inch. We're good. Okay, so that'll be another beige interior one. Now this is like, actually this is from our first trip to Japan because it's super cute. I have seen a lot of people work with it though, so it's not like I exclusively got it. obviously want the wraps per inch. Oh, there we go. We're gonna decenter the wraps per inch so that I get the wool 100% here, and then we're gonna have mohair wool, woolen. Yeah, like that. Okay. Just a nice little like crafty fabric. Go. Na, 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 na. Yeah, we got some good scraps, man. So many good scraps. Okay, so I could put Shetland wool and a wool ball on here, or I can have mohair and wool and a button and a skein and a pin cushion. We're gonna do that, the second option. This is why I'm like never in a massive rush to get rid of my scraps, because it's usually that I will find something to do with them. Is it healthy? Probably not. Is it the reality? 100%. All right, I got 3 more to cut. 4 more to cut, and then we'll cut the Bloody Blahs, and then we'll be good. Now, this one was like that. Yes, because then I got most of a doily and the bow in there. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Looking good. This one's got a little bit of sparkle on it, which is super cute. And then we'll get the big doily and the bow in the back here. Pretty much centered, it looks like. Maybe not perfectly, but damn close if not. Daffodils. I think it was like here. Nope. Is it like this? Yes. No, I don't like that. Nope. Bye. No, I think this was right. So we're gonna like center that sakura, but then we get the majority of 2 cats, if not all of 2 cats. And then, ooh, these would be really nice with the obi scraps. Oh, there's a prancing cat here. Okay, do we want to do that on the other one, or do we want this prancy cat? Oh, I want that prancy cat. And then I can move it up so that we can get the majority of the sakura. I feel like we were able to get 2 from these where we doubled up. But like, I don't feel like there's enough. Oh, that's how. Okay, so can I, oh, there we go. There's a good frame. And then we can still decenter this cat so we get the majority of it and the majority of the sakura and a second cat down there. Okay, and then we've got a cat here and we've got an obvious cat body here and a sakura. Okay, there we go. Good. So this is why we interface before I do the cuts, is because now nothing is slipping around and it's keeping its shape while we're doing this, and I don't have to do it with these itty bitty pieces. after we've cut them down. Because we have done that in the past, and it fucking sucks. Looking at you, cat head poaches. Not even looking at the cat head poaches, just thinking of the horror show that was to interface. Because I cut the cat heads before, and I'm like looking back at it now, and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Definitely a live and learn process for those ones. Holy shit. Speaking of which, I do have a whole stack of new ones, and I keep forgetting where they disappeared to. I finished a bunch, and then they haven't been anywhere yet. They're in one of the bins, like, finished. But I'm like, why did I put them in a bin? Oh well, I don't know my brain any better than you do. Okay, so, frame. Ooh, we could do that, and then we could get a frame of this, or we could get this little pouty mopey cat here, and the butt there, and little sneaky eyeballs right there with some ear balls. Yes. Oh, Nomura's posting like their top 5 fabrics that they've been selling this week, and I'm just over here like, better have some of them when I get there, because it's like these like koi silhouettes in like orange and red, like koi colors on like the Segai Ha wave pattern. So good. Little black cats against the like hemp leaf stars pattern. What else did they have this week that was like one of their best sellers? Oh, there's just so many good ones. And then there's some that was like, this isn't a very good like exterior fabric, but it looked fucking amazing as a lining for the wax canvas totes and stuff. I'm like, All right, so obviously we're centering the black cat. Actually, I wonder if I can get... No. So do we send... Ooh, that would be cute for a luggage tag of like the black cat going this way instead of up, down. That would work. Can I get 2? Because what I'm thinking is we do this one. And then we do... Can I get one here? Fuck yes. Okay. And then it's basically like 2 different tags. Sweet. Okay. For this, we're actually going to draw it, and then I'm going to cut it with the scissors. Yeah. Go. And then, fuck yeah, look at that. That's going to be adorable. Okay. So those are the 2 backs that we'll do. And then, so this isn't going to be like a super good cut necessarily, but like, ooh, fuck yeah. We can get whiskers here. Okay. Good. And then a couple of the florals and a cat foot. Ha 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 ha. Good enough. I'm happy with that. Right? So good. Okay, so. And this is why sometimes not having all of them work out, like the daffodils getting punted, means we get better products. Fuck yeah. Hello, Miss Delia. How are you? She's like, I am a creature of the night, mother. Let me creep around. Oh, look at that. That's an adorable luggage tag. Ah! No, I could not see that cut line to the black cat. Could I make an educated guess, though? That's exactly what I did. Dahlia, what are you scratching? Hey, leave the carpet alone. I know it's not in good shape, but leave it alone anyway. You don't need to make it into worse shape. Okay, that one I could see through the black body. No guesswork required. Okay, so now interiors. I think this one. Oh. Oh, I swear that one had like chalk on it, but it looks like it's gone. Where's this other piece? I don't know. Doesn't matter now. Okay, so exterior, interior, blah, 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 blah. Exterior backs. Or, well, this is like interior. And then, can I get two? No, we can get one. So they gotta stack this way because that will be a more efficient use of space. We are gonna go back in with the pen because why not? The light enough fabric. So there's two, because this is folded over right now. And two, one exterior, one interior, well, one back, one front. So two, four, I think we can get, it looks like we probably can get 5 out of this. Because when we open this up, we can do the luggage tag. Yeah. So I'm going to draw the luggage tag, but then we'll cut the, like the back, but then we'll cut the front out of the back piece afterwards. Easy enough. Yeah. Because that went the right direction, so I don't have to worry about it. Kitty cats, kitty cats, kitty cats, and some vinyl, and some vinyl. Kitty cats and some vinyl. I don't need that song stuck in my head right now. We just had to remember and stay here. So taps is definitely a larger presence right now. Okay, so there's two. I want beige for those black cats on the pink. Actually, I'm so happy that that worked out that way because I was probably going to make like scrunchies or something out of it. But I think a luggage tag will be better. Okay, and 4. There you go. Oh, that's right. I was like, well, there was another fabric that Nomura showed that I was like, fuck yes. And it's Panda Onigiri. Fucking adorable. Oh, it's so good. Like, let me buy the fabrics, please. I want to go buy fabrics. 89 days. Well, and plus give or take a couple so that I actually like get south to buy said fabrics. Your OCD and your ASMR are happy? Excellent. Yeah, these are some pretty satisfying like cut noises for these guys. Okay, so there's another one here that'll be good with the blue. And then this would be good with the blue, I think. Okay, I don't actually know if I have as many as I thought. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is this is where that logo will go on these guys. And that's why I'm like, that's a good spot for it, is because then it'll get covered up by the luggage tag when it's like filled out in the actual little slot. But then it's still localized for, right, like right there. Yeah, no, that'll look good, I think. Well, it'll look fine. We'll probably put it like halfway up ish at the halfway point. I will need to do this before I sew it together, so we kind of have to decide it now, but that looks good. Yeah, and then I just have to figure out where the center point is. By the way, let me know if the apples are too crunchy sounding. Sorry. I'm like just trying to munch on them so I finish them before dinner. Okay. Red Obi scraps for the black cat. I don't think I have. Well, I probably have a bunch, but I don't really want to dig through the bin. I'm gonna be lazy on that one, Wendy. But we do have They'll look good with the brown though, like the beige. That's what they're gonna get is these guys. So they'll look fine there. Okay, so owl. Yep. Owl, 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 owl. Owls, 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 owls. That doesn't quite fit. Damn it. Okay, that does. Oh, I see. So what I can do is then we can do 1 and 2. That's right. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. Okay. Wonder what the other blue fabric was for. Like, what the hell? One of these is going to end up with blue that I wasn't expecting, probably. 1. 1. Am I short a cut? Did I add more than I anticipated? I can get 2 beige there. Was I supposed to be able to get 2 of these out of this one? I can't tell. Damn. Yeah, because they can't stack like that. Did I add 1 too many? Maybe? That's totally possible. Can I do a stack? Oh, I can do a stack like that. Okay, that's where we're at with it. Okay, that works. So that's like 2 narrow strips. So there's 2 more. And I bet you that is the same with this one. If we do side by sides, scoot that up. Fuck yeah, there we go. Good. Okay, good. I'm gonna eat the rest of my apple then. Probably should be a situation where I actually cut them out based on the piece of fabric versus the pattern, just to account for any like unintentional shifting. Also, I keep hearing really good feedback about the NJCA event on Sunday from like various sources. So one I have from like years ago. And then actually my friend today just said that her mom always really enjoys it when she's gone too. So I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm excited. And they'll have tonjiru, which is I've never had, but it sounds delicious. It's like a pork broth thing apparently. Like, that's my lunch. Thank you very much. Okay, good. So, and then we do still have some blue fabric left over. So even with like the shuffle around of taking or like adding and taking away, we still got a little bit more here. Now the pinch point on these is I gotta find the grommets and the grommet die that I have for my press. That would be a good way to do some shorts, is just to take like some of this like downtime quiet stuff for ASMR. That's what I'm going to do, and increase my content posting. What I really should do is I should film it on my phone and then like, yeah. Wonder if I could connect the second microphone to the phone to actually record that. Or I could just like zoom in on the video, really. But yeah, you're right. Like aligning these in like OB or something like that would look really cool. So maybe that'll be the focus next time, is we'll try and like combine the two. Eesh, cookie crumbs at the bottom. We're not gonna finish that. Ooh, I wonder if I could set my phone up right there and record a cutting. Let's see. I want to see if I can do this. Okay, so the thought process being, if I can like prop the phone up against this bowl, I could take a video of like the ASMR cutting sounds. Maybe. It's probably gonna be like staring at my face. Yeah, 100% staring at my face. But I could hold the fabric up to cut in front of it. That doesn't look very good. No, that won't work either, because it will just mean that I'll stand above it, actually. This is what's worked in the past. Then that's actually weighted, and then it can like lean against it, sort of thing. Haha. Yeah, that mostly worked. We'll continue the recording there anyway, because may as well. But yeah, we'll do the ASMR version of it. Because it looks good. That's framed nicely. All right. You're holding your breath? Love it. You don't need to hold your breath, Wendy. Apparently I was actually zoomed in that whole time too. Goddamn. Oh well. I think it was good. But that's annoying. Yeah, actually that's a good spot to stop because A, I want a nap. Yes, I could do more work, but I want a nap. And B, I would have to move the camera around anyway. So I think we're gonna pause there. We've got all the luggage tags cut, and thank you for the tip to clip them together. So they're ready to go. To sew, we'll have to do the frame. I have to go in and draw the frame on these guys. And then we'll sew the glasses cases together as well. Anyway, if you're in the Calgary area, I'll be at HR's Yarns on Saturday from 10 till 4 down at their dye studio for Winter Wonderland pop-up. And then Sunday, I will be with NJCA for their craft and food bazaar from 11 to 4 down at their community center. And then if you're not in the area or you miss either of those events, I will be doing an update prior to Black Friday, and there will be a sale. I'm also working towards getting fabrics listed, which will not be in the sale. Not included in that. And pre-orders, which will also not be included in that, but they will be opened up. So if there's a fabric that you've been eyeing that you haven't had a chance to purchase, that's probably the best way to do that. So thanks, Wendy. I'll chat with you very soon. Hopefully, I don't think tomorrow, but hopefully on Monday. So, thank you. Bye.